Hello everyone, time for another Imperial Valley chat. This time my crazy ideas on what you can do with Calexico. Uh, Now, what I really notice about Calexico is, and what everybody else notices is that, okay, I have all the stop and go traffic along this stretch of, road right here. Businesses lining both sides, some new, some old, some just looking run down, some old and looking run down, and I've always looked that way, but not trying to cast, aspersions on those businesses or those gentlemen, but it's just, to me, it does not present a good, clean image of the city of Calexico. And I think that's just a big problem that Calexico is, facing. That you need your businesses along here just to look better and to be more better arranged, and not have all these malls on the outside of the town kind of drawing business away. And the other thing is that with Second Street here, um, there's just I don't know. I think there's something that can be done a little bit better here. So in a weird, crazy way, it seems that what you want to do is you want to make this way faster, but you still want it to be available for shops. And then on top of that, you want to conceivably have this all commercial as well, just stretching along this roadway. Have Second Street, instead of stop and go and one way, make it two-way stoplights, broad streets, and then just kind of refurbish these shops. You see this, but in this area here, let Homeland Security, whatever, take it over and handle it. Here's the New River. And to me, let's see, when we go to the satellite, there's a few structures and other little buildings in this area right around here. But what I'm thinking is really where, as soon as the New River lets out, start creating, just basically bulldoze, dig out this whole area, and create cleaning pools, basically biological, self-sustaining pools of water that basically the sewage would travel between, and thus be purified by the point it gets to here, hopefully. I mean, I'm not too sure on the specifications. And also, I mean, you can just have a guy, literally you can have SDSU or IVC manage the program, even BLM, and you just have to have a guy come out once a week to check the levels. But even this, look at this. This is just a mess. All these houses, well, can't see the air pollution, but anyways. So, and the other thing is that for some of us, we just avoid this road and we just skip over and just take the Rockwood down. So what I've decided and done is taken out the old, graph paper, held it up, outlined it. Interesting, Calexico has two main parks, Heber Park and that park doesn't have a name, but there's several schools, and so the schools have open land use policies. Now, the thing to me is, whatever you look at, any community you look at, and conceivably the way to think of it and analyze it is as a story. So, how do you look at the story? This old rail line, which is no longer in use, all these roads, just lots of torn up roads, this and that. So, I came up with the crazy idea that, okay, let's do something like this. By the point the exit reaches 2nd Street, this is the last intersection. This now becomes an expressway for however long, but it's roughly half a mile or so. It doesn't it doesn't matter the exact specs, as long, or because what's going to happen is that it comes up to the 98 freeway up here. Both sides of it are going to be lined by a ditch, so sand, as represented by yellow. There would be a divider in the middle, but 2 lanes going south, 2 lanes going north, and 50 miles an hour. Now you create service roads along either side. You then create these large blocks, and on these blocks you put businesses. Now here is an idea which some people, they kind of question, they wonder about when I mention it, but along this western side, you put outside chain businesses, businesses that basically whenever they make a profit, that profit goes out of out of the county, out of the state. On the east side, you put local businesses, and you don't, and that way it's kind of understood by both or by the population, and whoever knows that okay, these are the outsiders, these are the locals, and therefore, whichever place you spend your money, that's where the money's going to go. So that's just a certain awareness that you're going to raise in consumers, and people may not be aware of it. This also encourages and enforces the idea that okay, the outside businesses, they're going to have a certain level of decorum and appearance. So that's going to encourage the local businesses to hold to that same level of decorum. And if they don't, then you fine them. So that's something that the city has come up with. See, I'm not proposing the tell-all, the fix-all problem or the solution to the problems. I'm just saying you need to change the layout and you change the scope. So businesses along both sides here, then a street, and then what I would like to see is basically parkland all the way down. And there's a reason why for that, but right beyond that parkland, low-rent housing and apartment buildings for the people who are going to work at these businesses, these jobs. Now there's another idea I have where, as a pilot program, Calexico, since they're going to have a casino way up here, you create a trolley or a tram that deposits here, but also deposits in front of the casino. And if that works, then you can extend it to the rest of the Imperial Valley. But that's a whole other thing. What I am thinking of is that the other aspect is that if these are outsider chain businesses, they're more likely to be open 24 hours a day, especially along this block. You want like Jack in the Box and other businesses that would service customers. Create this area as a huge parking lot for foot traffic. So that's the other idea and aspect, is that this becomes a large public parking lot for foot traffic to Mexico. And since it's eyes on the street that's going to keep vehicles safe, that should help. Now, so low-rent housing, and conceivably you can put also the municipal and civil related things that are needed to help a city run. This block kind of is on the edge of the New River, gorge that's created. So I'm not too sure. And even then, who knows what the smell would be like. So who knows what happened with this block? It might just become a commercial or whatever else. Not to mention, this is also where the old rail line ends up. But I'm hoping that the idea looks pretty cool. So, as you can see, I think it all matches. Well, roughly. It looks kind of odd, but it's because I colored it. So, that's what I think you can do to help Calexico.